So very good afternoon to all. Today we are having our Nano webinar section. So we can welcome our guest Vidya Merikuti Mohan ma'am for taking our section. She is taking on the topic discipline in classroom. So Vidya ma'am, she is our former student.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this small section. And so let me start. It's not a big. I will say that it is not a very complicated thing. The word discipline, but still somehow we all feel like that. Disciplining children is a very big task. But the thing is that if you have an idea of what we should do, and if you know your children in the classroom, it will be very easier for you to do the discipline. So let me start my class. Ma'am, can you share the PPT?
Yes, ma'am, I'm starting. I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So let me talk you about the classroom discipline. So how to manage a classroom discipline. This is what I'm going to talk you about today. So what is discipline? Discipline is helping our children to develop a kind of a self-control. So when they come first to the school, they will not be the current situation also. It is also like for the children, they are coming to the school for the first time after the long COVID and everything. So it is like the children may not be having an idea what is discipline. In our house, the children will be like they know the parents, whoever in the house, they will be knowing. So they are not much concerned about the discipline part, the what they have to do in the school, what they have to do in the classroom. It is entirely different from what they have been doing in the house. So discipline is a very it is like a setting limits in classroom. They cannot get up and do whatever they want. They have to always ask to the teacher if they want to go to the washroom, if they want to say something, they have to raise their hands, or they have to stand in their place, or they have to call out the teacher. So there are these small things are a part of the discipline. So these kind of limits and the behaviors, we have to teach them. As a teacher, we have to teach to our children. So these all comes under the discipline. So discipline also encourage children, guiding them, helping them feel good about themselves. So when they behave good, they will get when they get appreciation from their teacher, when they get appreciation from their parents, they will improve their self-confidence. Okay, they will feel like that. Okay, I'm doing something good. So they will feel like, oh, I am okay with the things. So they will we always tell like that whatever we are learning from our childhood, we will be continuing to our when we grow up. So a well disciplined child will be a well human being in life. So discipline is a very important part in our life. Ma'am, can you move to the next page? Okay, so here I have explained about the classroom management. So it is a thing like for every teacher, it is very important to have a classroom management. Those who are getting failed in doing a very good management it will be difficult for them to manage their children. So the classroom management is also a very important term used by our teachers to describe the process of ensuring that classroom lessons run smoothly, despite disruptive behavior by students. For example, if a child is, when the teacher is taking class, the child is talking in between, the child is running here and there. So this will shaken up all the entire class. So the children will also, the other children also will start laughing, the other children also will start talking. So it will be not it will not be in a disciplined manner. It will be very difficult for the teacher to manage that kind of classroom, and the environment become not much discipline. And this is the main thing we should always, when we start, when they come first to school, like in the when they come as a year beginning, when they come to school, we have to set, as a teacher, we have to set a certain rules for the children. And this should be always this should be always explained to them. And the teacher have to explain to the children that you cannot do these things, you have to do, you have to behave like this. So these are some of the important things that a teacher should take an initiative to understand the children, to make them understand how important is behaving in a classroom. Ma'am, next slide. Ma'am, can you move to next slide?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So here I have given some of the the first photo. We can take it as a teacher. So teacher is talking to the child, and the next picture I have given some of the things we have to be quiet. So these are some of the pictures which is related to the discipline. Okay, can you move to the next slide, ma'am? Very much, ma'am. Can you move to the next slide?
Yes, it is getting a small lag. That's
Okay, so here I have here I am talking about the discipline problem. So discipline problems mean there are topmost problems most of the new teachers. So when we, for me, if I am talking about personally, when I joined to a school and when I got into a classroom, I was not much, even though we are getting the theoretical knowledge, the first experience is always we will have so much of, so much of problem to like we will not be sure how the children will be accepting us. So it is like for a child, seeing us is a different thing. They don't know us, and for us, we are seeing a group of children who is on full of energy. So we have to have the idea, the theoretical knowledge which we have to keep them in doing it. So it is like it is like you have to have a control of our students. You have to build that chemistry with the students. Otherwise, you will not have the control over the students. If you don't have a control over your students, then it will become a big problem later on. Like in the beginning, if we are too much, if we cannot be too much friendly to our children, they are small children, big children. So it is like that. Each children is different, so they will be understanding the things very differently. So it is like that. We have to have a rapport. A rapport making is very important in having very good discipline to the children. So so when we don't practice a discipline for our student in the classroom, it will be a very big problem to the higher authorities or the students' parents. If they are making a very big mess in the class, they are not listening to the teacher, then it will become very problem to the entire school. If one class is not behaving properly, then it will affect to the every class in the school, and later on it will become they will the parents also will start talking about that. They will start complaining about that and my child is doing such kind of things, my child is not behaving in the school. So when they talk to the teacher, they will automatically tell like that, and the teacher is not giving much attention to the discipline part. So because of that, they are not concerned about what we are talking. From the parents side, it is they can also talk like that. So the practicing of discipline is will always, as I said in the beginning, when a child, when beginning of the life, when a child is well disciplined, it will later on going a very good part in becoming a man or woman. So it is like that. The practicing discipline from a very small age is very important, and it is a true thing that many teachers who doesn't get control over the students, or get to know many teachers who don't have a chemistry with the children, who know the children, will be very difficult for them to manage their classroom. So they will automatically quit, or they will lose the job because of the problems which will be creating later on without having a well disciplined classroom. So that is also which I have explained it here. Ma'am, can you move to the next slide? Rahmat ma'am, can you move to the next slide?
Yeah. Some technical issue going on, that's it.
Okay, so next I'm going to talk about now. Till now, I have talked what will be the problems, or what will be the problems we'll be creating without having a well-disciplined classroom or well-disciplined children. So now I'm going to talk about how to manage a child or a classroom, how to make the children in a disciplined manner. So and let's see that. Okay, the first point is that keep positive attitude and high expectations in your class. So when a teacher, when we come to the classroom, never have an opinion ahead of ourselves, like, okay, this is going to be a very bad classroom. The children are very naughty. I will not be able to understand them. I will not be able to control them. Don't think like that. Think positively. Think like that you are able to do it. Do have a self confidence in you. See, if you have the self confidence, like you can do this, then there will not be any kind of problem. It is not an easy task, but slow, as we say, slow and steady wins the race. You will be able to get to know your children, and then you will be able to do you will have the rapport between the children. Then everything is going to be easier later on. And the next point, come to the class with well prepared lessons for the day. Always, always be prepared ahead. It is like that. As a teacher, we have to prepare all the things, the lessons which we are taking, what all subjects we are taking, all these things we have to be prepared always. And the materials, if you are using flashcards, if you are using color pencils, if you are using any kind of materials or resources, if you are using the PPT, everything should be well prepared. In panic, if you are not coming to the classroom without any preparation, then you are getting panicked, then you will be like, then you are doing in the classroom itself. So the children will also have the time to do some misbehaving, like you are concentrated in what not you have done, and you will be stressed out. So automatically it will also pass on to the children. So always make sure you are well prepared. So it will help in maintaining discipline in your classroom. Ma'am, next slide, please. Okay. Be consistent. Enforce your rules consistently. If one day you ignore misbehaviors and the next day you jump on someone for the smallest infraction, your students will quickly lose respect for you. So it is always like that. We can give them some warnings, but if they are doing if you make them for the first time, if the child is doing some mischiefs and you are not much bothered about that, you are not noticing that, then the child will get the idea like, okay, so I can do this. The teacher will not tell something, the teacher will not notice. That kind of thing, when the child will get, then it will be very difficult for the teacher for the next time when the child is doing the same or something more of the misbehaves. So it is always enforce your rules. Always talk to the children about the rules, what all rules we have in the classroom. Sit in your places in the class time. When you want to talk, in between the class, you have to raise your hand. So such kind of rules which we are making in the classroom, we have to be always talking to the children. They have to know what all things are important. They have to get the idea that their home and the school, the classroom is a very different part, and you have to follow some certain rules in a school. Okay, ma'am, next. Make understandable rules. So the rules which if we are talking about the smaller children, make the rules in very understandable way, in a small way. I have given some of the examples like always be kind, listen carefully, ask questions, help each other, play safely, and do not talk in between the class. And do clean up your place after having food, and go wash your hands before and after for having food. Help each other and listen first, then ask. So certain kind of small rules, make those rules which are easier for them to understand. You have to be very selective in your class rules. You also need to make them clear. And whatever rules we are making, you have to always talk to the children about the rules. Like this is the rule in the classroom. So you have to behave properly according to that. So you have to be very clear and crisp about the rules which you are making for the children. So that is a very important thing in a classroom. Next slide. Okay. Use a little humor to stop disruption. Okay. It is like that in between the class, if they are, if they, it is having some kind of problem, or they are not listening to the class. If we are When we are continuously lecturing or taking class, automatically the children will get restless. They will not be able to listen to them, to the what we are taking. They will have some kind of problem. They Basically they need some break, maybe in between the classes. So we can talk to them, and not the same the thing which we are taking about the class about, but something different, something humorous, or we can make them sing a song, or or we can talk to them about some funny things and make them all laugh. Or sometimes I used to make them do some exercises also, some eye exercises, or I make them sing to them, and the rhymes, the such kind of things will pick up their energy. We will not know. Maybe they will be somewhat bored in between. So we have to find such kind of things to recharge them. That is the correct word, to recharge them, to prepare for the next round of the classroom classes. So that is also there. And direct instructions. Uncertainty increases the level of excitement in the classroom. The technique of direct instruction is to begin each class by telling the students exactly what will be happening. So this is like that. If you are going to take a subject today, they have to have a small explanation. The teacher should always explain to them what we are going to do. For example, it is like if we are going to teach them about an alphabet, so we have to start the classes with a small explanation or a rhymes related to the alphabet or a story related to the alphabet, so that will increase the enthusiasm for the children to know more about what we are going to teach them on that day. Okay, ma'am, next slide please. Environmental control. A classroom can be a warm, cheery place. Students enjoy an environment that changes periodically. We always teach in our Montessori, like we have the classrooms should be colorful. The green, the red, the yellow, the blue, every colors are seen in a classroom, and it should be a warm, cheery place. A classroom should not be somewhere should not be a dull place. Should not A classroom should be a happy place. Children have to have that kind of image that okay, I'm going to some kind of a very good place, cheery place, and it is going to be a very fun day for them. Even they are coming for studies, that studying that class should be a fun day for them. So study centers with pictures, colors, everything will brighten a child's day for what they are going to study in the classroom. Okay. Okay, and these here I have given some of the effective tips for a good disciplined classroom. Use a normal, natural voice. You should not have that kind of voice as an angry voice, or you should not have a sad voice. The voice which you are using should be normal and natural, and it should be consistent. And when we are singing, or when we are um, telling a story, you have to use the voice differences. That is the only thing. And model behavior. If our children have to behave properly, we are the ones should be behaving properly first. When a teacher is coming to the classroom, and the teacher is just putting the books here and there, and putting the pencils here and there, if a teacher is doing such kind of thing, the children will also see those things, and the children will also do that. So we also have to be very particular about that. We have to behave properly. You have to keep your table neat and clean. You have to always keep your classroom neat and clean. The chair should be kept neat and clean. Everything. If you are getting a classroom, you are the one who will be in charge of your classroom. So when a child comes to your classroom and see all these things in very proper way, automatically they will also do the same. And if they are not doing in the beginning, no need to worry. You have to always talk to them about the rules. It is not necessary that for a child they will do the thing in the first day, but they will do it. They will do it. Speak only when students are quiet and ready. Encourage initiative. Address behavior issues quickly and wisely. Okay, ma'am. Next slide, please. Okay. So these are the things which I have explained, in the tips which I have given. I hope this all it is not a very big problem to make the children have a discipline. So it is like that it is like when we have the chemistry with our children, they will definitely follow our rules, whatever we say. It is true that a teacher is like a second mother to them. Whatever we are teaching, the children are just like a pot which is not filled. It is very empty. Whatever we are filling into that, they will accept it. They will fill with all the positive things which you are teaching. So it is like the children will feel, they will love what we do for them. And it is very very heartwarming to see the love of the children for what we are giving. And the naughtiness, all other things, it is just the thing of their age. So they have to be naughty, they have to be talkative, they have to ask questions. All these things they have to do it. Otherwise, what is the meaning of being a child? So that is all about what I have to talk now.
Very nice, Vidya ma'am. That is really a good section that you had with us, and the PPT, and what you said is really a truth. Without that naughtiness and their that cute naughtiness, we can't call them as children. They are not behaving, so that is why we are called them as child. So that is really a wonderful section. In between your busy schedules, you have find this time for this section. So I'm inviting our Yomi ma'am to giving you a small vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Rahmat ma'am. So, Vidya ma'am, I'm so happy hearing all your tips and hearing all your knowledge. It feels like it's just a wing because the session was very interesting. And we are much more than grateful that you are spending your valuable time and sharing all this knowledge with us. You know, it's priceless. And you are sharing it along with your experience, all this practical knowledge. We will really treasure it. Thank you so much. Now we are loaded with all these tips, and like you said, when you say like it's not a difficult thing, we just have to build rapport with them, the chemistry between us. If we first initially do that, then it will be easy. When you say that it brings relief in our hearts, no? So yes, ma'am, I hope I'm sure I'm blessed. Rahmat ma'am and I, like, we are so blessed. And on behalf of all the DIM circle, on behalf of DIM and Ncdc, and on behalf of all the well-wishers watching this Facebook, I want to really thank you from our hearts. May all your dreams come true, and as you are working with the children, may you see their spark, and may you be the one who inspire them and motivate them in a great way. And yes, ma'am, thank you so much once again. We are so blessed with your presence. It's a meaningful Nano webinar. God bless you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Vidya ma'am.
Thank you so much, Rahmat ma'am, for